'Twas military night, near the end of spring. The Columbus Lions, a new team, would bring. A 12-hour drive to prepare that night. Would the team from Dallas put up a fight?
Everybody likes a little bit of highlights, right? Well, the opening Lions drive, it's Marcus Brooks finding Alex Coleman so wide open, it's as if he was at the back of the end zone at the snap. On defense, it's more of Darius Morris being a grave digger. Lions ball later. Brooks shoots to a quick Desmond Reese. 15-zip home team after a rouge on opening kick. Later, it's a handoff to lineman Bracken Smith. That big man has some wheels. Give him 6. Give him credit. Give him honor and love, because he's given us a free belly dance. Pay that man. Almost instantly, the Lions get the ball back, and Brooks finds Demisio Ewing for 6, who has a little dance of his own. It's a rout. Our wonderful military in the house wondering if they need to intervene. There's some vulnerable Americans down on that field. Next, Falcons possession. The sweep is read perfectly by DeAndre Brown, but the Falcons recover. That wouldn't stop Nicovan Ware from punching the ball loose, recovered by Andre Revere. Lions would capitalize as Brooks finds DeLoach on the fade, and DeLoach heads to the stands for the ultimate fan experience. There you go, little guy. Come to our next game. The relentless Lions defense continues as Reese sheds 2 blocks for a big TFL. Coach McKinney is pumped as the marvelous military gave us a riveting display of vocals. What a show. Second half, Marcus Brooks tries a pass that's actually less than 15 yards, but Alex Coleman makes it more than 15 yards and the typical 6 points. And we have a Kacee Smith sighting. Where are you going, Alex? Falcons trying to make something happen, get a good return from Stanfield. Quarterback Louder was hurt, so Stanfield in at QB. Snap on the ground, but Stanfield finds Stroud for the Falcons' first points of the AIFA season. Nice play there. Then, Brooks gets some pressure on a bull rush, but avoids the sack, heaves a bomb, and it's caught by Gooden. Pushed out by Stanfield, who plays quarterback, running back, kick returner, defensive back, teaches yoga, designs AI, and makes his own sandwiches. Here, Gooden, finish the drive. You earned it. Easy TD. Later, it's Brooks shedding another sack and putting it up for a one-handed grab by DeLoach, who heads back up into the stands to high-five and hang out with the marvelous military that we all love. Sensational! Stanfield wasn't done for the Falcons as he avoids a pair of tackles and gets 3 pair of points. Last play of the game, Stanfield throws up and Stroud pulls it down with one hand for his second TD of the game as the Lions soar to 4-0 with a 62-20 victory over the Dallas Falcons. What a special night. Now, I best be getting back to my poem.
Here's a thought that sounds absurd. The incoming team was the Dirty Birds. An unquenching hunger throughout the Lions' pride. What they thought was an entree was more of a side. I can't even finish this poem. I'll have to just finish it later, all right? Oh, Janice! Goodness sakes, like you yell striking! I'm supposed to be professional, aren't I? Well, that's what I am. The season now gets a little bit funner. Why? Because some naughty kittens who lost their mittens returned to the Civic Center for the first time since they won the Elite Indoor Football Championship. And they shall have no peach pie. The Peach State Cats come into town to take on the Columbus Lions for the first time in their history. And my guest today is a coach for the Lions, but is also the owner of the Peach State Cats. That smells a little fishy. It's vitally suspicious and uber awesome at the same time. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my first guest, Coach James Moreland. James, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing good. My first question for you is, what is it like coaching a team that's playing against a team that you own?
It feels good in a way because I always wanted to be with the Columbus Lions. But, coaching against the team that I own, it's going to be different, because I know, I've recruited those guys to compete against, high caliber teams or whatever. But, I know what they can do, what they can't do, and, what they do well. So, it's going to be a fun game.
I'm going to welcome in my next guest. He's an owner and the team president of the Columbus Lions, Mr. Kacee Smith. Kacee, we got a problem. You see, there's this guy that works for you that's actually the enemy, a traitor amongst us. Does Coach McKinney know he might have a mutiny on his hands?
Yeah, actually, this really didn't even cross my mind until a few weeks ago. So I messaged Coach, and I was like, it just hit me that I've known it, but it just hit me like a few weeks ago, and I was like, that's got to put James in an awkward spot. But it's a cool thing though. I love it for James because I know how hard he's worked. He works really hard to get players seen, and he's constantly working to get them elevated. And he and I have worked together for years in the past, so it's a cool thing for him to. Because a lot of people look at arena football as players trying to make it, Well, there's also coaches trying to move up and make careers and professions out of this, and like you can make good money, coaching professional football. So it's a beautiful situation where you see players getting a chance to elevate, but then you see James, what he's built to try to help players, and then in return, it's helped him land a coaching spot, which then this will lead to more and more doors and opportunities for him too. So that's a cool situation.
So you're not mad?
No, not mad at all. No, actually, we're grateful for the Peach State Cats. Like, I've once we kind of talked about bringing them on, I was like, this is going to be a good game. This is something our fans deserve. It's a unique season for us. We haven't had a lot of competition. And we're hoping Peach State can bring that. So my heart really kind of more goes out to James because it's going to be like watching two kids fight, I guess, like you don't know which one to pull for. I'm sure it's going to be kind of awkward, but that's he'll be in my thoughts and prayers on Friday, though.
Very kind of you. Well, I'm going to throw in another wrinkle to this conversation and bring in a third guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the head coach of the Peach State Cats, Jerome Davis. How you doing, Jerome?
Hey, I'm blessed. Can't complain.
Good deal. Well, we have an interesting dynamic here. So you used to coach James Moreland, who was your quarterback. Now he's the owner of the Peach State Cats, and he's your coach. How much does this game mean to you to go and play against James? And are you going to trash talk with him if you put up more than 30 points?
We're going to do that anyway. It ain't really a trash talk. We're going to let the players sort it out on the field. We're just going to sit back and watch it because it's about them getting here, and they made it. And we've been looking forward to this game for a long time. So we want to just savor the moment with them and just, let them ball out.
Well, last time the Peach State Cats went to the Columbus Civic Center, they won the Elite Indoor Football Championship. Were you and James coaching together at that time?
Yeah, we were coaching. Yeah, he was the owner at that time, and I was the defensive coordinator. And I ended up getting named EFI Coach of the Year.
Nice. Very good. Well, James, this next question's for you. Since you're on the Columbus sideline, how much are you going over to Coach McKinney's ear and saying, hey, this is what Jerome's going to do next. Here's what this player's going to do next. Let's make sure that we get the right jump on him.
Right. So we haven't talked, plays and X's and O's like that about, with Peach State because we all have film on YouTube. So, he's been saying, Columbus has film on the Lions. Columbus has film on, the Cats on YouTube to go watch. And, the Cats have, film on the Lions to go watch. But we don't talk about X's and O's or whatever. But we do talk about players and how they could potentially match up, player for player with the Columbus Lions. And like I said, I've always tried to build a team to compete with, higher level teams or whatever. So we just talk about, players or, who we have. And we mainly just talk about who the Cats have. You feel what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I know we all know who Columbus has or whatever, but no one pretty much knows who, the Cats have. So, we just talk about who the Cats have and, who could potentially play at the next level. And, he's mentioned, he like a few of my guys or whatever. He came to see us play our first game against the Carolina Predators.
So, Kacee, this question's for you then. What happens when the Lions put a beat down on the Cats and James comes up to you later and says it's because of the Cats players I got for your team?
So if that happens, we just say thank you, James. So it's that's and then once again, if James wants to tout that, then that just goes to show his hard work and what he tries to do of getting players opportunities and moving up. So, but yeah, that's we approach every game to win the game. This is we expect to win every game, but we recognize the talent and the skill set that the Peach State Cats have, and I'm really excited for them. Really, the Peach State Cats to be able to get on the big stage, so to speak. Play in front of 1,000+ people, live stream. That's a cool opportunity for them. And I know if I'm a player and I'm on that roster, I've had that circled. I'm licking my lips, and I'm coming to show everything I got that game, So I think when you looked at our last live stream, I think we might be close to hitting 2,000 views on that. So if I'm a player, I'm yeah, teams and leagues all over the country are watching that game, So they know that. So this is their chance to show what they can do, and so it's a cool thing for them.
That's a perfect segue into my next question for Coach Davis. So you've got a team coming in who actually has had some really good success this year. You're coming off an 85-0 win over a team. And regardless of what your opponent is, that's a hard thing to do in arena football. Now, for the people that think this is going to be a blowout, that the Lions are just going to stomp on these poor little hapless kittens, what is your message to them? And what would you like Peach State Cat fans to know about this game?
First and most, I'll let everybody know the Peach State Cats don't give up a lot of points like Columbus Lions do. So I'm not worrying about what they're going to do. They ain't played nobody like us yet. So in the past 2 years, I think we maybe allowed 40 points, if that in 3 years in a single game. So if you go back and look at the Columbus Lions defense, they give up a lot of points. So I'm really not worried about their offense.
Ooh, he's not worried about the offense, James, but the offense looks pretty amazing. There's a lot of weapons, and they seem to score at will. So, but how much improvement do you personally see the Lions' offense could make?
Here it is. I'm kind of in the middle, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't know how to answer that question. I'm just gonna say it's gonna be a great game. It's so much film out here that both teams break down and watch. But like you said, Columbus does have a lot of athletes. They have a lot of vets, on offense or whatever. I can only say it's going to be a good game. That's all I'm expecting. That's all I'm hoping for,
Coach Davis, how excited are your players to get that type of exposure?
Man, they ready. Because a lot of them got that look. This is what they've been striving for all year and last year. And now that they're here, they want to show their talents. Hopefully they'll get after this game and probably the rest of the season, they want to get signed to either with the Columbus Lions or another team. So the guys are ready.
Very good. So, Coach Moreland, if you guys are playing your Cats and a couple Cats players stand out, do you just have the automatic authority of saying, hey, we're going to elevate you to a Lion now? You got promoted.
I don't, but I do have I have Kacee's phone number. I have Coach Mac's phone number. And, I'll talk to those guys and say, hey, what you think? And, we go from there.
Kacee, so I want to talk to you a little bit about the business side of things. Military Night was a special and a great crowd. There was a good opponent that made a long trip to come there in the Dallas Falcons. Of the remaining games, which matchup do you encourage fans most to attend?
This will be game 5, I think, 4, 5. So this was going to be a good one. So this one will be good. And then I think that next one against Mississippi, just one to kind of circle and come back to watch. I don't think they I don't believe they ever lost a game. So they were used to kind of just running through people. So I don't think they liked getting punched in the face like that. And so they were very humble about it, and they were just like, hey, we see what we got to fix. And they're bringing players in. And so that's kind of what we want. I want, back when we were in the NAL, for years, there's so many games that come down to the final possession. And that's what we want. Like you want a close game. And so like I think they're going to bring that back the next time around. So that'd be a good one to watch too.
Last question for you, Kacee. What are your expectations and what's your score prediction for this weekend's game?
Expectations for us always is to win. I mean, this is our profession and this is our business. So like we don't expect anything less than success. But score prediction, I really don't know. I don't even really know much about Peach State, like what kind of offense they run or anything like that. So I don't know. It looks to be if they get into the 80s, they got to be slinging the ball. So that's pretty good. So then maybe we could get a good pace game and get up both teams upwards of 50 points would be pretty cool. Get a traditional arena game. Like I would love to see a 70-50 or something like that. Like that's a true arena football game, and that's what we miss and what we want to see. So,
Coach Davis, same question. What do you expect from this game?
Well, I expect the Peach State Cats to come out and win, and we're not going to give up a lot of points. And it's going to come down to players executing and doing what they're supposed to do. Probably 50-12.
There you hear it, James. Does that make you smile or does it make you frown?
It makes me feel good. It makes me feel good because I know what the Cats are capable of. I know the weapons. We're going to match them player for player, so it's going to be good.
How much jawing will you and Coach Davis be having during the game?
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, he told us he's a veteran. He's been doing this since 1995. So he looks like a man of wisdom, and he's eyeing us down like he's got an ace up his sleeve. So, Coach Moreland, what is your prediction for this upcoming game?
I can't put a score on it. But I'll put a point difference. I would say, let's just say. I'm just going to say it's going to be a 6 points difference. I'll say it's a 6 points difference.
Wow. Okay. All right. We've got multiple predictions, ladies and gentlemen. Look, it's going to be a Georgia rivalry, a classic cat fight. It'll be a lot of fun. So get your tickets Friday, June 16th at the Civic Center, 7 p.m.
Do we have insurance for this, Janice? All righty then. He's excited about this upcoming game. So, I can't help but think of this Georgia rivalry between the Peach State Cats and the Columbus Lions. So get your tickets for this game. This will be really fun because the Cats actually look like a really good team right now. Are you saying bye-bye, Peach State Cats? Bye-bye? They haven't even showed up. Do you really think the Lions are gonna beat them that bad? Yeah? Oh, I'm sure you do. Oh, you wanna go to the game? I do too. Should we get some tickets? Now this kid, he knows where it's at. Get your tickets for Peach State Cats at Columbus Lions. It's Friday night, June 16th, 7 p.m. at the Civic Center, AKA the Lions Den. And you can also make sure that you get some Lions merchandise. You can do it online. I will leave links in the description. I love this lightweight hoodie. Plus there's a lot of hats, shirts, blah, blah, blah. You'll find out. Click the link in the description. And that is my, no. I forgot to finish my poem. Okay. An unquenching hunger throughout the Lions' pride. What they thought was an entree turned out to be a side. This Georgia match will leave one team to cry, while Columbus Lions feast on peach pie. The feasting of Falcons was a nice little treat, but come to the next game. Fill up those seats. You think the last game was where it was at? Just wait till you see what we do to the Cats. Roar, Lions.